kalate bachcho Tinatharyo samundra rundra kinik mein Jalhal bind jugta jagratcha Kundalini surji satsangat Paramananda Guru Mukamacha Siddhi Guru Sahib Sab Upar Man Bacha Karma Sevye Sacha जिन्हो बात ले चल जू जानी थे जीव कलते बच्चो तिन थारियो समुद्र रुद्र किनिक में जलहल बिंद जुगत जगरच्चा Kundalini surji satsangat Paramananda Guru Mukamacha Siddhi Guru Sahib Sab Upar Man Bacha Karma Sevye Sacha
Okay, so now let's go ahead and tune in. Come to sitting cross-legged. And just become aware of your sitting. You know, it's easy when you start to practice regularly to just, where your practice becomes such a regular part of what you do that you forget that you're practicing when you're practicing. And one strategy is to just, when you sit, to remember that you're sitting, to just remember that you're starting to practice. And actually to sense the feet, become aware of the feet. And notice your breath. And then rub the hands together. And as you're rubbing the hands together, feel the hands. Feel yourself pulling your spine up straight. Tucking the chin. And then press the hands together, forearms are parallel to the ground. Press in to that lower sternum area and pull the spine up a little deeper. Tuck the chin. And look at the tip of the nose. Inhaling deep. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. Sadguru Name, Jagaguru Name, Sadguru Name, Sri Guru Deva Name, Adguru Name, Jagaguru Name, Sadguru Name, Sri Guru Deva Name, Adguru Name, Jagaguru Name, Sadguru Name, Sri Guru Deva Name. Inhale, pull up on the spine. Tuck the chin, press the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth, squeeze the feet, squeeze the mobunda, really press the hands, tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth, press, look up. Exhale. Again, inhale deep. Now squeeze everything, look up, press the tongue, and hold. Exhale. One more time. Inhale deep. Squeeze, press, look up, pull the spine. Now just imagine that you're expanding the life force energy through your system as you're holding the breath. Let it go into any uncomfortable parts. Exhale. Now inhale, put the hands on the knees and inhale deep. And just hold the breath without squeezing any locks. And go beyond your physical body. And exhale. Hey, Satnam, good. I was been getting to know this older yogi, and he said something to me that I thought that I'd like to share with you, which is, I was reflecting with him about my appreciation of being part of this practice. And then he said a statement, which is, one, that's where the work begins. One, start to feel and acknowledge on an ongoing basis that blessedness of the lineage and the responsibility that goes with it. And two, start to feel, if only a little to start, the colossal suffering of humankind and our responsibility to it. So I thought that that was a very interesting statement, and one that I can relate to a lot, because if you, as maybe some of you at some point might decide to become a teacher, and you'll start to understand that. But even as a person who has access to the practice, what you will find little by little, and it doesn't matter where you're coming into it at. And I think all of us can attest that when we came to the practice, maybe there was something that was out of kilter or out of balance, or some area where we weren't feeling very well, or whatever it was. And we started to notice that by doing the practice, there was something that was hard to pin down that was starting to shift. And maybe it wasn't hard to pin down. Maybe it was very easy. Like, wow, I woke up and I feel different than I've felt in a long time, whatever it is. And then you start to notice that there's something that's been bothering you for a very long time and it just doesn't bother you anymore. And you didn't have to really mull over it or think over it or go into all the details about it. It just shifted. And all you really had to do was to put a little bit of consistent practice in on a regular basis. And what you'll start to find is two things will start to happen. One is there's going to be people around you, and some of you already have experienced this, but there'll be people around you that really start to notice the shift in a positive way, and they'll want to figure out what you're doing differently because they would like to have a similar type of change. And some of them may be willing to do what you're doing, and a lot of them are going to have some kind of a block that will prevent them from doing that. A lot of times it's like some kind of a religious belief that they have, or which is legitimate. You know, they have some reason, some sort of mode of doing things that they feel very um, much that they need to continue doing. And some will feel maybe that it's too woo woo or whatever it is, but they're gonna see that you have some kind of energy that's different and they're gonna want some of it. Or they'll maybe just want to be around a presence that is cooling to them. Or that feels warm to them. Or that they feel that when they come around your energy field, you know, the way that you speak, the way that you communicate, but also your inherent brightness, that you'll start to radiate more brightness. It doesn't have to be overt, but they're going to sense there's something unlike a lot of the people around me about this person. Some of you have experienced that already. You might also meet people who have a negative reaction to it because for whatever reason, whatever it is that's going on for them, your brightness is a threat to their belief that they have to stay unhappy. I've met a lot of people like that. There's this person I know, every so often I see them in a car and they scowl at me. And I just say, Satnam, you know, I understand that that is how things are, you know, it's okay. So I'd like to work on a meditation today with you. And there's a very interesting statement about it that I'd like to share with you. And it's that it says, when we see the dark clouds coming over the mountain, we seek shelter because we know there's an inherent danger in those clouds. We may get soaking wet, we may get struck by lightning. This meditation clears the darkness from the clouds in our hearts and helps us to avoid that inherent danger. It adjusts our perception of our projection and prevents weird actions resulting in a poor self-image. Okay, so I want to reread that part. It adjusts our perception of our projection and prevents weird actions resulting in a poor self-image. So I think that's very interesting because if you think about it and you just think, if you just like take a step back from the way that things are in the world right now, Especially, I know that I go back and forth a lot about the internet, but I just see it as this really consistent block between people that is creating a lot of havoc between people. But let's say that you see something in public or you see something on the internet and it creates internal reaction in you. I think that that would be an example of the kind of clouds that were being talked about. That you see something, it creates a reaction in you, or it even could be just, how someone around you that you have to see every day is behaving, right? So you see a behavior that you don't like, there's nothing you can really do about it. But then you are having a counter response to that, right? They do a thing, then you feel a thing. So that feeling that you have, or that consistent response, it could start with a thought that becomes an emotion, and then a physical feeling. And then that emotion that becomes a physical feeling wants to transform itself into an action, because what you're looking to do is to transform that feeling into a better, lighter feeling. And if you're in a state of association with the belief that you are the body, then you could unconsciously do something that makes you feel weird because you were not in control. You felt you were not in control of the action that you did. The other people around you felt uncomfortable about it. And then your self-perception of yourself in relation to others becomes clouded and you feel bad about yourself. This happens all the time. It's like it's the majority of the problems that people have is what I just described to you. Because then it makes going back and interacting with those people, you have to either acknowledge it, which might be difficult to do, or then you have to live in a state of dishonesty with yourself and the others around you that you didn't do the thing or say the thing, or you know what I'm saying? And then so it creates these multiple levels of dishonesty and illusion and so on and so forth. Part of the real issue is that all of the material aspect of the world is, including your physical body, is just, in the yogic way of looking at it, it's all part of the five elements. So your physical body is part of the five elements. It's a combination of all the elements, and then everything in the material world are various combinations of these elements. But what we really are not the five elements. What we really are not the five elements. So the consciousness is contained, it's generated by this five element body, but we're even beyond that. Which is difficult to understand at first and to experience. So part of what we're working on when we learn how to meditate is how to deal with the thoughts and the reactions and the feelings that we're having about what we're sensing through our senses. So that what comes out of us, our behaviors, our responses, feel harmonious to the people around us. And mainly, they feel harmonious to that which is watching this play out. In other words, the real you, your soul, or whatever, however you want to look at it, feels in harmony with this. And that's what they call balancing the elements. So we're balancing our elements in this practice. And therefore, when we start to balance our physical elements, people really start to respond to that. And as you watch the people around you go totally berserks sometimes with the rate of change that's taking place and deep disagreements, whatever it is that's causing people to feel really crazy out there right now. The meditation that we're going to do tonight, if you perfect it, which he says could take anywhere from 120 days to 40 years, but you should be able to get a good grip on it if you did it every day for 120 days. It's so powerful that even if the person that would need to sit with you, even if you just did the mudra in their presence, it's going to calm them down. And above and beyond that, I'm going to say this one thing before we start to practice. I like what it says about this. The effects of it are, listen to this. When you speak, the power of listening and understanding is automatically given to the person you are speaking to. That's big. Whatever you say, you shall remember, and your sayings shall not be forgotten among humans. So that's pretty powerful. Because how much of what is going on around us, if you take an honest appraisal of it, has to do with people misunderstanding one another? Or the sense that I'm not being heard, I'm not being understood, nobody listens to me. So it starts to create the conditions within yourself that what you speak must be heard by those you speak it to. That you will remember what you have said. And that people will remember your sayings. That means that your soul, as expresses itself through sound, will touch those around you. You will remember it, and they will remember it. And you can start to make lasting, helpful change to those people around you. So come on to the hands and knees. We're going to do one warm up. You're inhaling the head up, and you're exhaling the head down. Inhaling the head up and exhaling the head down. And as you inhale the head up, mentally chant Sat. And on the exhale, mentally chant Nam. Start to embed that sound into your internal listening. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Just keep going. Now inhale the head up. Hold, squeeze the Mobunda. It's the navel, rectum, sex organs. Squeeze. Now exhale, opposite direction. Hold and squeeze again. Now release and bring the butt to the heels, arms out in front. And let's just make a little intention now that as yogis, the only real prayer that we need is help me to go deeper. Take me into the depth. Because there is everything, all the answers, all the clarity of direction. And freedom. Now inhale deep, and I'd like you to come up to sitting. I'm going to say that, so everybody has different types of practices that they like to do and that are useful for them. This particular yoga set is a really good way to introduce yourself to Kundalini yoga. So if you were looking for a way to practice something on a regular basis that's very doable but would be very helpful for you, this would be a good yoga set, okay? So it's called Kriya for Elevation, and it's very simple, but it's very powerful. So we're going to take the hands like this, and you're going to bring the fingers in like this with the thumbs out. So the fingers are touching just at the top of the hand, thumbs are out. The arms come to 60 degrees. This is 45, this is 60. And you want to, as best you can, pull the spine up to where the arms are up. And you look at the tip of the nose with the eyes, if you can, and start the breath of fire. And just keep going. You're doing the breath of fire. It's an even inhale and exhale through the nose. And you're doing your best to keep the eyes on the tip of the nose and just go deep with it. And inhale deep. Bring the thumb tips together. Hold the breath. You press in the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Open the fingers wide. Now look up at your third eye point. So right where the eyebrows meet the top of the nose, point the eyes there. Hold. And exhale as you sweep the arms down very slowly. Imagine that your aura is getting brighter. Even recent scientific experiments show that we have a magnetic field around us. Imagine that it's expanding. And slowly touch the ground. Bring your aura into the earth. And you can bring your hands onto your shins. Okay, this is called a spinal flex. There's different ways to do it. There's a scientific study that showed that only 4 to 5 minutes of spinal flex will bring your brain into gamma wave entrainment, which is a very deep state of meditation. So you can put your hands on your shins. Now watch this. The spine goes straight. Okay, so you're pulling the spine up straight as best as you can. You inhale forward and the chest goes out. My chin is staying parallel to the ground. And I exhale, come back, and the chin stays parallel. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Inhaling forward and exhaling back. And just keep going in this rhythm. Inhaling forward and exhaling back.
Satnam karta purke nirbo nirvay akomurde ajuni sapang guru prasad jap 아주니 사방 그래 parasad jab 아주니 사방 그래 parasad jab 아주니 사방 그래 parasad jab
And inhale up. Pull the spine up straight, tuck the chin, squeeze the mobunda, press the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth, look up. Exhale and bring the hands onto the shoulders. Fingers are in front, thumbs are in back. And you'll just inhale left, exhale right. Inhale left, exhale right. And just keep going.
Backen jor, to ben jor, jor in the mangan, rain in the jor in the jeevan, mar in the jor in the raj, malman nesur, jor in the surti, diyan vichar, jor in the jugati, jurta sansar, jis hath jor, karvega sur, nane ko uttam Backen jor, to ben jor in the mangan, rain in the jor in the jeevan, mar in the jor in the raj, malman nesur, jor in the sarati, giyan vichar, jor in the jugati, jurta sansar, jis hath jor, karve kasur, nane ko uttam Backen jor, to ben jor in the mangan, rain in the jor in the jeevan, mar in the jor in the raj, malman nesur, jor in the sarati, giyan vichar, jor in the jugati, jurta sansar, jis hath jor, karve kasur, nane ko uttam
Keep the breath. inhale straight. Press the tongue. Keep yourself lifted. Imagine that you're lifting yourself off of the sit bones, like a slight levitation. And exhale the arms down. And again, this yoga set is really good if you need to develop your general flexibility, or if you're a long-time practitioner and you find that you're a little too stationary and you're getting stiff. Practice this for a while. Bring the legs out in front. The legs are touching, the feet are touching, and the toes are pointing up. Now we're going to do a forward bend, and I'm going to explain it in a Kundalini yoga point of view. So the legs are straight out in front of you. Reach down and grab the toes. If you can't grab the toes, grab the ankles or the shin, but only go down so far as your spine can stay straight. Okay, so your spine is straight if you can, and you're grabbing whatever you can grab while keeping the spine straight. And if you grab the toes, the way that we do it is the fleshy part of the thumb touches the big toe nails, and the Jupiter and Saturn finger, or the index and middle finger, touch the bottom of the toe. So the fleshy part of the big toe. It stimulates the pituitary gland. So however you're grabbing, you're down there, spine is straight. Inhale. Exhale as you lower yourself down towards the knees. Don't bend the spine, and then inhale up. Exhale down. So you're only going as far down as you can go without bending the spine. You're inhaling up and you're exhaling down. Try to pick up the pace just a little bit, so almost to where it becomes the speed of a breath of fire. So just a little bit faster than you've been going. Make the breath long and deep. Really work on getting the breath to be as long and deep as you can possibly do it.
Sang
Exhale. Hold the breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, now I'm going to tell you the way that the exercise is given, and then I'm going to give you an alternative, okay? Actually, I'll do it that way. So if you can, you're going to come into a modified Maha Mudra. And what that means is the left leg will be out, but you're going to bring the right heel into your sphincter. Okay, so you're going to bring the right heel into the sphincter. And if you can't do that, what I recommend doing is bring the right sole of the foot and put it in your left thigh or your left knee, wherever you can get it. Otherwise, you're sitting on your right knee and you're putting the heel in that area. Now you reach down and grab the left foot or the left ankle, whatever you can grab, and you try to keep the spine as straight as you can. Lean down towards the knee with the nose. So you're leaning down towards the knee with the nose. And in this posture, start the breath of fire. Now inhale. Exhale and stretch the torso down. Hold the breath out and squeeze the Mobandha. Inhale and switch legs. So now you bring the opposite heel into the area. Other leg goes out. Grab the big toe or the shin or the knee, whatever you can grab. Bend down towards the knee and breath of fire.
One
Exhale. Hold the breath out. Squeeze the navel, rectum, and sex organ. Push down as far as you can. Inhale. And come out of the posture. Now what you'll do is you'll bring both legs out and you'll spread them as wide into a V as you can. So you're spreading the legs out wide into a V. Why don't you do that and just take a minute to kind of catch your breath? You know what happens when you start doing Kundalini Yoga, as you kind of catch your breath, I'm going to tell you a little story. Years and years and years ago in my 20s, I used a lot of marijuana at that time in my life. And I went to a Kundalini Yoga class. It was actually a friend of mine knew it, and I did a set with him, and it was, I think, this set. And I had so much prana in my system, I didn't know what to do. I couldn't sleep. I felt like I had energy for the first time in my life. And when I went back into my normal routine, it took me into a major crash because I saw for the first time in my life how high I could feel. And then when I went back into my normal routine that was bringing the circulation of life force through my body down, I felt extra low. So what will happen is this particular Kriya moves, we call it prana. It's like on Star Wars, it's like the Force, okay? It's real. It's a subtle energy and it moves through your system. So what will happen is if you practice a Kriya like this pretty regularly, even if you did each exercise 1 minute a day in the correct order, you'll start to notice that your circulation is going to improve, and you'll start to feel more energetic on a regular basis. So the legs are out wide. You're going to reach down and keep the spine straight if you can, grabbing the big toe or the shin or the knees. Spine is straight. Now, you'll inhale, slightly turn to the left and bend down to the left knee. Inhale up, slightly turn to the right and bend down toward the right knee. And then you're inhaling up, left down, inhale, exhale right, inhale up, exhale left, and just keep going as best as you can and at whatever pace you can personally do.
पतय उमापतये पशुपतये नमो नमः। ॐ नमो हिरण्यवाहवे हिरण्यवर्णाय हिरण्यरूपाय हिरण्यपतये अम्बिकापतय उमापतये पशुपतये नमो हिरण्यवाहवे हिरण्यवर्णाय हिरण्यरूपाय हिरण्यपतये अम्बिकापतय उमापतये पशुपतये नमो नमः।
Okay, now inhale up and then you'll start to exhale towards the center. So you're inhaling up, and then you're just exhaling down toward the center. You're trying to keep your spine straight, inhaling up and exhaling down, inhaling up and exhaling down. This part is just a minute.
सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपति ब्रह्मणोऽधिपति ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो ईशानः सर्वविद्यानाम् ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपति ब्रह्मणोऽधिपति ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो ईशानः सर्वविद्यानाम् ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपति.
Okay, now inhale and come up. Exhale and go down as low as you can. If you can, bring the forehead to the floor, but whatever you can do, hold the breath out briefly as you stretch forward and down, and then inhale and come out of the posture. Okay? That exercise develops the flexibility of your lower spine and your sacrum. And a lot of times people tend to get blocked in the sacrum area. You'll find that a person that has a very blocked sacrum has what's called potty mouth. You know what I mean? I teach a variation of this to people in a rehab clinic, and that's how I explain it. Like someone that's constantly talking about kind of disgusting things. If the blockage is more in your second chakra, that would be when you say that he thinks with his, and then, fill in the blank, right? That's what this blockage in the second chakra would be. If you get a blockage in your third chakra, you become very aggressive and you're always trying to get one over on people. Okay. And those are the three that it's hard for people to get out of. So if you're working on this particular thing we just did, it's going to help to sort of open the energy in that lower area and start to refine the energy to become a little bit more subtle on you, okay? So now you'll come to laying on your belly. And the hands are going to be next to your shoulders. So you're going to put your palms on the ground next to your shoulders. And you'll come up either into cobra or sphinx pose. So if you can, you straighten the elbows and you come all the way up. The spine's curved, your thyroid is exposed, and your head's looking up. And if you can't do that, then you just rest on your forearms and you come up as high as your from the elbow up. Okay, whatever you can do, but try to open the throat area. Try to expose that thyroid area. You're looking up. And the eyes are looking at the third eye point. And in this posture, start the breath of fire.
Shakti
Inhale deep. Exhale. Inhale deep. Now, vertebra by vertebra, exhale very slowly down, back to the floor, really slowly. You can rest your one cheek on the floor for just a moment and just breathe. Now, that particular one that we just did works on that second chakra area. It balances the sexual energy. So we open the sacral chakra and then we balance out the second chakra. And now you come to seated. And this one will this one's going to work on opening the balance of the upper chakras and helping the hormones to flow through your body. It'll open up the endocrine system. You might even feel, if you're kind of like getting a lot of fresh air in you, that this thyroid area will feel a little shaky. Just let it happen. So you're going to inhale the shoulders up and exhale down.
Kundalini Mahata Shakti Namo Namo. Adi Shakti Namo Namo.
And inhale up. Press the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Exhale the shoulders down. Now your hands are just on the knees. And you can watch me do it the first time, but you'll lower your chin down on an inhale. And then you'll keep the inhale going as you roll the neck back. And when you get to the center, you start to exhale. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale going down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale going down. And just keep going. It's very relaxing.
Adi Shakti Namo Namo.
And switch sides so you start doing it in the opposite direction. Exhale. Now, if you can, come to sitting on your knees, and if not, you can just stay in cross-legged posture, but you're sitting on the knees are touching and the heels are under the butt. And what we've been doing is we've been opening up all these energy centers in the body, and now we're going to do Sat Kriya. And Sat Kriya works on all the energy centers all at once. It sends the energy from the lower area all the way up through the top of the head. So if you're a woman, the hands are going to be like this. They're interlaced. The index finger is together, and the left thumb is over the right. If you're a man, the right thumb is over the left. They're going to touch the ears and be above the head. And you're going to say Sat, and you're going to squeeze navel, rectum, and sex organs really tight. And on Nam, you relax. Nam. Sat. Nam. Sat. Nam. And I'm going to play the music.
Sat Nam 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 Sat.
And inhale and relax the arms down. Before you go and relax down, I'd like to say this to you. This exercise is working on opening the chakras, okay? So this third chakra part of you, most of humanity is trapped first, second, and third. That's where their consciousness is. That's why they call the area between your third center and your heart the difficult ocean. This is the difficult ocean because it's difficult to get from the third chakra into your open heart center. But one of the goals of the Kundalini Yoga is we want to get your sexual energy, or the ojas, to move through the difficult ocean up through the top. Okay, when that happens, your eyes, well, you'll know because your eyes will get wet. Okay, that's what happens when you bring the ojas and it turns into tejas here. Okay, so Sat Kriya is one of the exercises that can move the Kundalini through the system and help you to break through the difficult ocean into these upper regions. Okay, so you can just come to laying on your back. Take a nice relaxation. Breathe. Even if you've been practicing a long time, it's good to go back into that beginner mind and just relearn the basic exercises and let the energy flow. inhale deep and exhale. And bring the knees into the chest and rock up and come to seated. Now I know that I'm a teacher. At the moment, I'm fortunate to be able to be in academia, and I would say that a lot of the people that I go around, especially, they're scared academics, they're worried about their jobs, and they think too much, and maybe they're unhappy. And students have different problems that they're around. They're at that phase in their life where they're facing all sorts of different fears. So when I notice that in the environment around me, I become conscious of it. And I know that I've been very fortunate to have this practice. So I work on influencing the people around me at a distance. I just imagine that I'm very calm, and then I allow their physical system to relax in my presence. And I try to make my speech very calm to them so that I can be a calming presence to them. So this meditation can help you with that. So these three fingers are going to touch the inside of the palm. And this finger is called the Saturn finger, okay? So the Saturn finger knuckles are going to touch. And the tip of the index finger are going to touch, and the thumb is going to pull back, okay? It's going to kind of hurt. So the knuckles of the Saturn finger are touching, the index finger is touching, and the thumb is pulled back and it's parallel. Okay, it's going to kind of hurt. It's supposed to kind of hurt. And if it hurts, it's okay. Just keep doing it. Like, just let it hurt. And then press it into your heart center. Okay? It's just like the song that you just heard. You're pressing it into that sternum area. And you're holding it there. So the mudra is together. You've got it in there. Make sure the spine is straight. Saturn knuckles are touching. Now, there's a sound in Kundalini Yoga, and it's Wa He Guru. Wa He Guru. Now, the goal is to sing it 40 times on one breath, but you may not be able to do that much, but it'll be like this. And now it's in a three-stroke rhythm. So it's going to be Wa He Guru. And it'll be like this. You inhale deep, and you do something like this. Waheguru, 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 Waheguru. Inhale. Waheguru, 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 Waheguru. Waheguru, 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 Waheguru. Waheguru, 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 Waheguru. Now go off on your own pace. And inhale deep. Exhale. And bring the hands to the center of the chest. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Satnam. 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 Oh, infinity, help us to go deeper. Dye us a deep crimson. And help us to be a balanced, cooling presence to those around us. And that give us that city to bring peace just by our presence. Satnam. Good job.